some space running on it, but they were also using it for the local repeaters and all that kind of stuff. And so they probably aren't going to put it back up.
This is the TenTec Omni
real mainstream
HF amateur radio transceiver, all mode. It has all the ham bands, including the WARC bands.
Two hams that had significant damage. And he said, you know, it's really
there were actually multiple models of this. The early model of this was the Omni A. The A stood for analog display. The later model was the Omni D, where the D stood for digital display. And the one that came after that was the Omni D Model C, which is what this is. Omni TenTec dropped the D. I don't know why they did that, so it actually means the one that does not show the C or the D is actually the latest model, the Model C. Like I said, the radio covers all ham bands. It works quite well actually. It's accurate on frequency, modulation sounds excellent, the receiver is very sensitive, and it's built well. This particular one has the matching power supply. The power supply also has a front-firing speaker in it. The radio does have its own speaker as well. It's at the bottom, so it's not an ideal location. But it does work if you don't have the power supply, if you want to supply it from your own power. 13.8 volt is what's needed. DC at 25 amps peak. Let's go over the controls. Show you what this radio can do. First of all, of course, the band switch. Like I said, it covers all ham bands, including the WARC bands. The radio does have a very well working pre-selector. That actually precedes the receiver mixer, and like I said, it is very effective. It works with a slug rack. I'll show you later how that's done. There is of course a clarifier. There is the offset for TRX, RX or TX. You can either set it at off, the clarifier, you can do minimum clarification, and you can do white clarification. The radio does have a Vox. Here are the Vox controls, anti-Vox, delay and gain. I'll show you later that that actually works quite well. There is fast Vox, there is PTT fast, and there is PTT slow. PTT means push to talk from the microphone. Phone jack in the front, that's kind of neat. This is to zero in on a CW station in CW mode. That allows you to zero beat on your counterpart. Receiver is the transceiver is equipped with a PTO, a permeability tuned oscillator. It works quite well. Now that's also one of the things that you might have read about or heard about for this radio. Most of these radios that are sold on the market today have the grease, the ball bearing grease in the PTO completely hardened. So the PTO does not advance anymore. It's completely stuck. This one was completely cleaned by me. PTO was removed. Every bit of old grease was removed, and I re-lubricated it with high viscosity synthetic grease that will never dry out anymore. And it works perfect. Nothing beats a PTO in terms of the tuning experience. It's very smooth. No synthesizer jumps. It's just excellent way to tune across the band. This is the RF gain. Now it's a nice RF gain, you know, with these Japanese radios. When you crank up the RF gain, the AGC goes all the way to the right. That's not the case here. This is almost like it's an attenuator. The radio also has a fixed attenuator. When you pull this, it gives you 18 dB attenuation right there. This is the AF adjust. Audio sounds quite good. This particular radio has all optional crystal filters installed. Let's show you how that works. This is 2.4 kilohertz standard filter. This is the 1.8 filter. 2.4, 1.8. This is a CW filter. 500 hertz. That doesn't work for single sideband, but you would use that for CW. It also has a very effective audio filter. This is normal. This is the bandwidth 1, and this is 2. 2 you probably would use for CW again. But that sounds almost the same as the crystal filter. So this is done in the audio path. This is done in the IF path with crystal filters. Works very well. This is the mode switch. The radio has a very interesting mixing scheme, which means that on the low bands from 1.8 all the way to 10 megahertz, the radio automatically selects the lower side band, as it should be for ham bands, and above 14 all the way to 29, it automatically selects upper side band. So you don't have to set this if you change frequencies. Basically what it says here is sideband N means sideband normal, sideband R means sideband reverse. So you just leave it in the normal position, and the sideband is always going to be correct for the band that you operate on. But if for whatever reason you want to operate in reverse, it allows you to do that. This is the CW mode. You would probably want to use that with the narrow filter. And lock is it sends out a carrier that allows you to to adjust an antenna tuner or something. And you can set the carrier level here with this drive. As you see, it does 100 watts if I go to full drive. But I can also lower that if I don't want to burn up my antenna tuner. I can tune with a lower power level. The lock position allows you to do that. This is a notch filter that works very effective. The notch affects the S meter, so I assume that this is done in the RF path, but I'm not 100% sure. I would have to look for a carrier to show you that. It's probably going to be hard.
Down the hatches, that's all you have to do. 80 India Echo. This is Kilo Echo Juliet. Thank you.
Digital display is very accurate. There is, of course, at power up a little bit of drift in the PTO. All PTO based radios have that. But the digital readout follows that. So the time base that the counter uses, it's a frequency counter, is very stable. And that is also the case for the single sideband injection crystal. So as long as those two don't drift, the counter will always follow the PTO, and even if PTO drifts, you will see that here and you can correct manually. The drift, by the way, stops completely after about 15 minutes. After that it's rock stable. So that works quite well. ALC, that shows you if you change the ALC setting. Not sure how that works. Oh, that's the noise blanker. I'm not sure how that light comes on. I would have to read the manual for that. This comes on if you do the clarifier. Like I said, this is the drive for the transmitter. The ALC also controls the drive. So what you normally would do, okay, now I understand how that works. You go to, let's go to the dummy load. You go to the carrier. There you see the drive power that you want to set. Let's say I want to set it 50 watts. Then you crank the ALC to the point where the light comes on. You see, once the light comes on, it starts to back off. You don't want to overdrive it. So there where the ALC light comes on, you have the correct ALC setting. That's how that works. Let's go back to the antenna.
Go get some other things done. So, thanks for the call. I enjoyed talking to you. And,
I think I covered it all.
Getting back into CW and with the
I'll later show you the backside of the radio. I'll show you the inside of the radio. I took off the cover. This is the slug rack I was talking about. It's a mechanical construction. Those of you who know Collins equipment will recognize this. I think even the term slug rack comes from Collins. It's built very well. It's all aluminum construction. Each module is in its own connector. You can take out the screws and lift them out. There is a connector there. So servicing is easy. Like I said, this one has the optional crystal filters. There are 8-pole filters. One of them is the 1.8 kilohertz, one is 500 hertz, and the standard filter is there. You can see it. That is the standard crystal filter, also an 8-pole filter. It's American made, you can see that, all American construction, typical American potentiometers, and all aluminum. It's very well built. Everything is easy to access. This is the power amplifier in its own module. This is the harmonic filter that's inside here. Like I said, this is the counter. Well built. It's a good design. The radio uses a ring mixer for the receiver. I think the Omni D, that was the one model before this, was tested for 95 dB dynamic range for the receiver, two-tone third-order dynamic range. That's pretty good, especially for a radio this vintage, and even today that's competitive. That's because of the ring mixer in combination with the very sharp RF pre-selector. Pre-selector also makes sure that far out interference like strong broadcast is not going to cause you any problems with this radio. In that aspect, pre-selector equipped radio is actually better than the more modern radios. The VFO mixer is also done with a balanced modulator, an active one, a balanced mixer, and so is the transmitter mixer. But that's, you know, kind of standard for single sideband. So everywhere where mixes are done in this radio, it is done with either ring mixers or balanced mixers. No shortcuts were taken there. The radio sounds very well. The filters must have very good characteristics in terms of group delay, distortion. So this radio will not give you that well-known listening fatigue that you have with some other radios. This radio has excellent sounding receiver, and I have used it on the bands. The modulation is great. I only got good modulation reports from other stations. It's a good design. TenTec did a good job on this one. Just wanted to show you the transmitter and modulation quickly. For that I'm using my FT817 as the monitor receiver. We have it at 14.3 upper sideband, and that is also what we picked for the radio. We will go to the dummy load, not to bother anybody. 1, 2, 3. A little bit more volume there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll go to full drive power here. One, two, three, four, five. Radio gives off a little bit more than 100 watts at the 20 meter band. We'll try some other bands to show you what it does there. Alright, we're now at the 160 meter band. Again, we'll go to dummy load because my antenna does not cover that. We're at 1.9 megahertz. That's what we have at the Yaesu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get about 115 watts there. 115 watts. And as you can see, it's accurate on frequency. 1, 2, 3. Don't get a lot of signal there from the dummy loads, but frequency is exact. Let's try another band. Okay, the 80 meter band. 3.8, which is what we also have here. Let's see what we get. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 80 meters. At 100 watts. We get 100 watts. Works quite well. Okay, we're on 17 meters. Switch to the dummy load. Got the Yaesu at 18.130 as well as the TenTec. We'll see how the transmitter works there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is exactly 100 watts.
Sugar Fox, Ontario, Norway 8, Sugar Fox, Ontario, 59, West Virginia.
Norway 8, Sierra Fox, Oscar, you're 5'9"?
Roger, Roger, 59, West Virginia, thank you.
Thank you. Sugar Papa is Kilo.
Works quite well there as well.
W1.
Alright, this is the 15 meter band. I wasn't going to try them all, but the higher bands might be of interest here. We are at 21.3. That's also what we have for the Yaesu. 1, 2, 3. A little bit loud. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We get 100 watt and we're good on frequency. 21.3. 1, 2, 3. And that works vice versa. The 15 meter band, let's go to 28, and that will basically have covered the transmitter. Right, we're on 10 meters, 28.3, and on the dummy load. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On this frequency, the Yaesu and the TenTec disagree 30 Hertz. That's pretty damn accurate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the power is about 110 watts. 1, 2, 3. As you see, very accurate and good modulation all across the band. I was going to show you the operation of the Vox. We'll go to the dummy load again. Okay. You switch the radio to the Vox position, and then once you start to talk, 1, 2, 3. Of course you want the delay a little bit longer than this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 testing. That's basically how that works. You can set delay, gain, that's the sensitivity, depending on how loud you speak into the microphone. Anti-Vox, that is in case you have it very sensitive and the microphone picks up signals from the loudspeaker. You don't want the transmitter to be triggered by its own receiver signal. So you can set up with the anti-Vox, where you null that out so that it's not sensitive for its own receiving signal. That's basically how that works. Alright, I was going to show you the effectiveness of the notch filter. We are at WWV. There, I got it. Completely notched out. And you see it doesn't impact the S meter. So I guess this is an RF notch. It's very effective. Completely gone. And it's back. The notch is basically off when you turn it all the way clockwise. So it's outside the passband. But it works quite well. As you can see, the radio is good on frequency. If I zero beat it, it's exact on frequency. Alright, I tuned in on a AM station just above the 40 meter band to show you the notch. This is zero beat. As you see, carrier is completely gone now. Watch the S meter. And there is the carrier S signal back again, so it looks like it's indeed an RF notch. Alright, here you see the rear apron, back of the radio. Lots of hookups here. External transmit receive, patch in out. There is an auxiliary 12 volt output, key and PTT, key for CW. There is another 12 volt auxiliary, which is for the external VFO, that would be connected here. Right now there is an internal jumper, so if you would use it with an external VFO, that jumper needs to be removed. Accessory port, 20 amp fuse. This is the DC power connector, which is basically mating with the one that comes from the power supply. Here you see a external speaker, which is the one that you would plug in, the speaker that is in the power supply. You can see it is a don't know if that shows up in the video. It is a model 546 Series C. So it's the C model, latest one they made of this particular radio, made by TenTec in the USA. Here is another auxiliary port, I don't know what that does. Antenna port, SO239. You can either do receive or transceive, and if you do receive, you have an external antenna port here, so you can use a different receive antenna as a transmit antenna. And that's basically the back of the radio. Looks very neat and organized. Still got the original boxes for the radio. This is the transceiver box. Inserts are still in there. Transceiver box. This is the box for the power supply with matching serial number. We're now listening to the Maritime Mobile Service Net at 14.3.
Kilo 5, Kilo Romeo Mike. Welcome aboard, sir. Thank you. Anybody else? Kilo, November 6th, Juliet. Well, wait a minute. November 6th, Oscar Juliet November. Did I get that call correct, sir? Only the call. Did I get it right? Over. Okay, just like make sure. I got a little mixed up there. Okay, this is Kilo Alpha 4, Kilo Sierra Bravo. This is the Maritime Mobile Service Network. Anybody else, please come now. Oh, wow, what a signal. November Alpha 1 Bravo Echo. I got you. Anybody else?
Let's see what else is going on 20 meters.
Okay. So the baseline is the Hubble ball.
Coming off of Dominica, we have Juliet 73, Charlie Alpha Juliet, Conrad. From Bermuda, Victor Peter 9 Hotel Echo with a QSL manager, Whiskey 2 Alpha Foxtrot, with QRP 31.
This is the 1.8 kilohertz crystal filter. 500 hertz for CW. This is the audio filter. It also has 3 positions. So this is crystal filter, 3 crystal filters. This is 3 audio filters.
Kilo 4, Juliet Zanzibar, you're 5-9 to enter. Thank you. Whiskey 1 Delta 2, Oscar. Whiskey 2, Oscar, big signal, you're 5-9 to enter.
Radio really sounds excellent.
Thank you.
TenTec did a nice job on this one.
Delta Mexico station. Delta Mexico 9. Delta Mexico 9 station.
Not at all tiring to listen to, no listening fatigue. It's probably because of the excellent crystal filters in this radio, with 0 group delay distortion.
Whiskey 1 Delta.
Echo Alpha 5 station. Thank you for your contact, my friend. Make sure you discount and
This radio really has a very nice AGC function. Much better than most ham radios I've used.
Thank you.
You can see it. You can see it hang for a while and then it drops back suddenly.
Okay, Sugar Papa 3, is it 3 or?
Very nice. Good job.
India Oscar Echo.
Washington 9, Washington Juliet, go ahead.
Frequency display is very accurate.
QSL Conrad.
Conrad, did you get his cosine correct?
Within 20 hertz or so.
Buddy, over.
Well, I don't know. He could certainly couldn't turn the money out there as he does here.
Good job. Excellent design TenTec did on this one. Alright. That's basically it. The TenTec Omni Model C all mode transceiver covers all ham bands including the WARC bands. Particular one is in mint condition. Works excellent, and with the accompanying power supply. Nice rig. Thank you for watching this video.